Hi. Uh, okay, let me settle. Now, have you ever been in a situation whereby, or in a places, or around people, or in areas where you feel like after you leave those places, you feel like I really don't belong here, or you feel off or some type of way, and you after feeling leaves, you'll feel like I didn't feel like I belong there, or I didn't belong, or I didn't feel safe, or I didn't feel seen in this area. Yeah, that's what I talk about today. And my name is Boke Bururi, and we want to hear up and see where we started editing ourselves as human beings. So let's go back to where we started editing ourselves. I'll use my storyline as a pointer or a highlighter, like as far as I can remember where I started editing myself. So the first place where I started editing myself was back in primary school. I use primary school because I want to use my family, I want to use my parents, I want to use my teachers, I want to use everyone who I interacted with during my early years of life. And I feel like the first time where I noticed I'm editing myself is around class 3, where I used to have friends from, okay, I come from a family, and I had friends who came from a well-off families, and they almost had everything. And that's the first time I remember I was editing myself. Like, I wanted to be their friends because the things they watched, the food stuff they brought to school, because we used to carry some escorts za chai tunakuja nazo shuleni. And so my friend, I remember very well, kuna moja, I didn't have to do that, but yeah, kuna moja alikuwa na I had one mwenye alikuwa analeta snacks zake, and they were special. They're not ordinary stuff, ordinary snacks. They were good snacks. And that's the time I started editing myself, and I wanted to fit into their class, or just be loved by them. I did so many things to just fit there, and so many other things. I remember so this school, when I joined this school, I met them, and I wanted to be their friend so bad that I did things that to my eyes I felt like I was doing something to be my friends, to be my friend, but in real sense I was editing myself and not being true to myself the entire time. And that was the beginning of editing myself. That was in class 3. Then so our school separated. We had a boys school and a girls school. So when we went to the boys school, some students came in who were new, and they also came from good let's say good well-off families. And I found myself again editing myself because I wanted to be their friend, or I wanted to feel some type of way where I was wanted in that table. And I did so many things that didn't feel right. Okay, at that time they felt right, but right now looking back, I'm thinking, what was I doing? Why did I have to do that? Because I basically could just exist and get good friends. It doesn't mean that I didn't have good friends. I really had good friends who loved me, but I don't know what usually disturbs us human beings. We always want to we always want to go where we are not wanted, or to force issues to belong somewhere we are not wanted. And that's not a good thing, because it messes with the esteem, it messes with who you are, it messes with many things. I remember it even messed with my studies, because I was a bright student. Then in class 6 things started going bad, or I started deteriorating in my studies, especially maths, and I couldn't figure out what was the problem. Even my teachers, I feel like I wanted to edit myself to be loved by my teachers, yet they could just love me because I'm just bokeh and I could just be myself. And even my parents, I feel like at times I edited myself just to be loved, and it's not a good thing. So fast forward, I joined high school, and again here now I joined a school in Siaya. And high schools, they bring people from all over the country. And you join from one, and there's peer pressure, there's so many things, and you feel like, now I want to be a different person. Okay, I not necessarily a different person, but you have some class, or you want to put on some esteem in you. And I remember, so if let me go to Form 2, so I started editing myself again. In Form 2, now I met where we are separated, where you're choosing your subjects, and you have now to make decisions what you have to do as a high school student. Now you've already stayed in school for 1 year or something, and you know how to move on with yourself. At that time, I was staying in Kisumu with my uncle who was hosting me. And so when you join school, remember everyone comes from different counties, and especially Nairobi. I want to, I'm going to use Nairobi for the longest, because I feel like the people from Nairobi gave us real pressure, and the group that I found that I wanted to belong as their friend was from Nairobi. They gave me some vibe that I wanted, and I wanted to be their friend by force by fire. So I used to do things like, and I'm wondering, do I really have to do these things? Right now, ndio nafikiria hivyo, nakumbuka I didn't have to do all those things, because I remember I used to give them snacks, okay? I used to downplay my heart so that I can fit in that group, or when they say something mean, I don't react. I just want to be around them. They bullied my personality for the longest, and I still wanted to be their friend. and I didn't know that I was doing that to myself until I reflected back. And I feel like a lot of people do this just because they want to belong somewhere, or they want to feel wanted. Yet there are people who love you for who you are out there, and they're not going to judge you for who you are, or they're not going to judge you from where you come from or your background. And okay, when I say this, I don't mean that I didn't have friends that love me, but I don't know what usually happens to us. We keep chasing things that are not, they don't want to be caught, or they don't want us to belong with them. And that was the issue that I was going through during high school. So we tunakosana, tunarudiana, you find it's me who asking for forgiveness with these friends of mine. We write letters, we do so many things. When we are not communicating communicating via verbally, we are writing notes to each other to reconcile. And so you find yourself doing so many things that in a normal situation you'll never do, because you want to belong, and that's the saddest thing about life. So again, we finished Form 4, you go, okay, I went after Form 4, I didn't get good grades. I don't know, according to my parents, my dad, that is. So he had to take me to another school. So I went to a school that is a downgrade to where I was. So here, I didn't go finding, did I really, I think I still edited myself in this new school after Form 4. So I repeated Form 4. I went to this new school, and again found myself editing myself, because I didn't want to feel, I wanted to feel wanted, or I wanted to be seen helpful. And it's not even a good thing to want to feel helpful, because you can just be there and still you're a good person. You are enough for those who see you for truly who you are. And that's the bad thing about us. We don't realize that when you are just being by yourself, you're already useful to people who see you truly. And that's the thing that we miss when we are growing up. No one teaches us that we are enough with or without trying, and it messes our esteem. We always feel like we want to perform or to do things to earn the love that we are to be given. And love doesn't have to be earned or worked for. Love has to be given freely. Look at the things that you chase for. Even if you're chasing for love, it means you're not getting a genuine love from where we're chasing it from. So it's up to you to realize, what am I really looking for? Are you looking to be loved, or are you looking to belong? And I want to say that it all comes back to you when you are looking for these things. You might think the problem is with people, but it's you who has the problem. It's you who are not facing your battles correctly. So I spent one in this school studio editing myself and wanting to be seen in a very different perspective, and it didn't work. I ended up not getting friends that I wanted. Yet still, I had friends who loved me for who I am in the whole process. I don't know what I was really chasing all these years that I didn't get. And so I finished my Form 4 in this other school. Then I go to campus. You go to campus again. Now you have come to Nairobi. You're happy. You've joined campus. Now you're free. You have freedom to do many things that you want. Then you meet people. I think now in campus I had started understanding the person that I am, and I didn't edit myself so much. But I go to the CU, and I don't know if anyone has experienced this, that when they get to the CU, there's that clique that looks like, yeah, hawa ndo wameokoka na wanaenda mbinguni. So there's that clique, and I felt like I wanted to belong in that clique. So fast forward, I joined the CU, and I have nothing against the CU in schools. I'm just having a problem with people who behave like they hold the CU, or they're so saved for this world, or they're so holy for this world. And I wanted to join that group, but they made it difficult. They will not speak, but out of the action you just notice like, ah, these people feel you, they make you feel like you are less, or you are sinful, or you are so evil. They don't want you to be around them. They will neglect you. How they speak to you is so bad. So I kept wondering, do I really have to chase these people? Are they God? What is different about them that I can't find anywhere else? And I just kept myself and searched myself so well, and understood that I did not have to do all that to belong in that group, because they felt like they know the word of God correctly. And I have nothing against these people, but how you treat people speaks a lot about your personality without even saying a thing or talking. So fast forward again, I realized I don't belong in some companies. So I pulled back and got good friends in my classmates. We did things together, and for the first time, for some time, I didn't feel like I'm chasing anyone or chasing anything. And I started learning to be myself, because now the world teaches you how to be yourself, because you eventually can't run away from yourself. You have to be yourself every time and then, and you have to be true to yourself, because each time you lie each time you want to be different, you're lying to yourself, and you're creating a picture that's not you. So you leave campus, I go back home, and we work with my mom, my parents. We bond for some good time. Then in 2020, I moved to Nairobi, to my brother's place. We stayed with him for a year. I hustled. In the course of hustling, I made good. I joined a church. Then I made good friends. And for the first time ever, I felt like I had people around me that did not want me to be anything else apart from Geoffrey. To date, they have never asked for me to be anything apart from them. And if they ever ask me to be something else, it's just that they'll mention something that has not sat with them well, or has to be corrected, or it's genuine enough that they will tell me. And I feel like that's what friendship should be. That you should not edit yourself, or you should not do things for you to belong to a people. So from there, I started figuring out that I really have not have to do anything to be chosen, or to be loved, or to be accepted in a place. So this is me saying that in places where you feel like you are chasing people, or you are forcing yourself to belong there, you truly don't belong there, because places that welcome you or feel like they're natural is where you belong to. So nowadays I move with the mind that Kitambo used to reason like, I hope our watu watanipenda, but nowadays I say that I go with the notion that will I like them, because again I also have a life, and I need specific people around me that grow me, or they water me, or they make me be a better person, that I don't have to chase them, or I don't have to go after them, or I don't have to do some things in order for them to love me, or I don't have to overperform, because again, you're not in a stage, you're in a real life, you're not rehearsing anything. This is the first time you're living. And I don't know, if you get the glimpse of what your life means, you will live like you don't have another life. Of course, we don't have another life, but you take it more importantly, that to be so true to yourself that if you feel an ounce of pretense in somewhere else, you leave that space alone, because you'll end up hurting or chasing people who don't even see you, or who don't think about you, or don't consider you the way you consider them in your life. That I think, so I meet these friends, we stay for a long time, for some time together. They're still my friends till now, and I love them to death. And I can't imagine what life will be without meeting them, because they have given me lessons that I carry towards this day. So after meeting them, so nani memema bawa, I interact with other people. So again, I meet people that I want to fall in love with, or I love. And again, you start editing yourself. I want to do this so that they can love me. Oh, I want to do this so that they can love me. And that cycle never ends if you don't be careful, because you never stop chasing. It's like adrenaline. Leo utafika 10, kesho utafika 15, kesho yake utafika 20, kesho yake utafika 25, kesho yake utafika 50, and you'll never get satisfied, because people like to be chased, and it's not a good thing. And I've just come to realize that the most boring love, or that ile yenye kupea msisimuko, that's the real love. where people don't do anything or they don't give you butterflies. That's the way the real love is. So one specific thing that I did that really made me wonder who I am, because I'm a giver naturally. When I love you, you'll know it. You'll know it. You'll not miss it. You'll know it. It's always written all over my face. I'll do things for you. I'll buy things for you. Nikikupenda. But I did that once, and I did, it went well, but the actions that I did were not reciprocated, and I felt so hurt and demeaned. And the following actions that followed that specific situationship, I'll call it as a situationship because it didn't get anywhere, and just reminded me that you can never truly get love from people you're chasing from. Even if it's them who approached you or they came to you, you never get real love from people you are chasing. And from then I just said I'm going to learn to love myself, and to love myself not so that I can not chase anyone. I think one of the things that I was dealing with, I was not able to face myself with the insecurities I had or the things that I was facing that were challenging me. So nikakana myself for, I think for the past 2 years I've sat with myself and worked on myself and accepted myself for who I am, all my futures, everything, all my characteristics. Right now, you can tell me anything and it never affect me. I don't have been in a car or you point I think that I know it's a weakness to me. It will never affect me because I have already accepted who I am, and nothing is going to change that because I have people who love me for who I am. Again, in the same breath, I have met good friends that were independent for who I am, and I'm able to do things to them and they do things to me. And I feel like, yeah, I finally got the people that I wanted in my life. And it's a beautiful thing to find people who love you for who you are and do the things that you require for them to do to you. And I'm not saying this because we just want to benefit from them, but it's way past what I get from them. I've chosen them because I want them, not because I want to be in love with them or the things they're offering or the things that are giving me or the specific benefits I get from them. I've chosen these people because I genuinely love them and I want them to be in my life. So again, these people have helped me practice what intentional friendship is in my life. And I have experienced intentional friendship since I came to Nairobi in 2020. In the last 6 years, I've experienced intentional friendships, that the people who show up for you even without asking, people who give you things and advice that without even asking. Even this podcast that I've started, I've seen people hold my hand. Kuna watu wananipigia simu wanasema, Boke, you didn't do well there, you can do this, you can do this. And people, I know, they call and they are very, very, very genuine with their feedback. They see past the good thing, they see past that, the good things and the bad things, and they still tell me you got this. And I appreciate that because life teaches you how to be a good human. And it also reminds me that you'll experience both sides of life so that you can learn to be, you can choose where you want to belong, and just be careful where you want to be, or be true to yourself, because the people who will align with you are the people that you eventually get to be friends with. And when I say that I have fallen out with people or I have left people to just find my path, I don't mean I hate people or I hate the ones I interacted with and we didn't build something together. I don't hate them. It's because life did not allow us to be together in that way. And I wish everyone who have interacted with the best, because I have nothing I can hold against you in my life, because I've realized maybe you didn't get the things you wanted from me, or we didn't just vibe, or we didn't just click, because you cannot click with everyone else, with everyone again. So my point that I want everyone to remember in this episode is that please do not edit yourself. Please do not edit yourself, because in the long run, utajedit and these people will still live. They still need something else from you. They still need this from you, and you end up editing yourself so much, and utabaki aje, you won't be authentic. So I feel it's important for us to be authentic and just be who we are, because it's our journey. Again, it's your journey. Everyone has their own journey, and we can't live by editing ourselves. I want to assure you this, that you'll get your people. You'll get your people. You never lack your people. Everyone has their people. And you can't tell me that you can't find your people. You can't find your people. If you're not finding your people, it means you're fake, or you're pretending, or you're still editing yourself. You need to change that. Yeah, this is Boke, and this is for the others. Toros, have a good evening.